Good evening and welcome to UTVS News tonight at 5. I'm Nick Streiff.
And I'm Sarah Redlane. Thanks for joining us.
We begin with breaking news out of Brussels, Belgium today. According to CNN, at least 30 people are dead and more than 300 wounded after terrorists attacked Brussels International Airport and a subway station nearby using multiple explosive devices. Good evening and welcome to UTVS News tonight at 5. I'm Nick Streiff. And pulling off from the highway now, parking is never something we want to deal with. Our very own Brett Mensing is live in our newsroom right now to tell us where these restrictions will be taking place. Brett? This Friday, presidential hopeful Bernie Sanders will be returning to Minnesota to speak at a racial equity forum. And I think we all got a little surprised earlier today when I went upstairs, went outside and saw snow.
Yeah,
Wasn't expecting to see that.
Extremely unexpected.
Charges have been filed against an 18-year-old man who robbed a St. Cloud gas station Saturday night. According to a criminal complaint, Jacob Swanstrom held a knife to a cashier's throat during the robbery. What do you think, Hunter? You think spring's finally here?
You know, I'm hoping so. I can't promise anything, but I think it is.
I thought that like last weekend, the weekend before.
Yeah, every single weekend.
They're still talking about snow. A 17-year-old girl pleaded guilty to 2 counts of criminal vehicular homicide in Sherburne County today. The Little Falls teen admitted to texting before slamming into a van and killing a father and his 10-year-old daughter during a car crash back in July. Traveling somewhere for Easter, got nothing to worry about on the roads.
Exactly.
We're kind of done talking about that. Well,
yeah.
Rochester area is not, but yeah. 9 people are dead and over 150 people are injured after 2 commuter trains collided this morning in Germany. Initial reports are unsure how fast the trains were traveling when they crashed, but they are permitted to go as fast as 80 miles per hour. And a library book that was overdue by 50 years has finally been returned to a university library in Ohio. James Phillips of Minnesota checked out the book in his 1967 freshman year.
Our very own Nick Streiff was on the scene at Memorial this weekend and joins us now. Nick, what can you tell us? What happened?
That's right, Leanne and Bree. I was down in Minneapolis at the memorial this weekend at Prince's home in Paisley Park. It was attended by thousands of fans from around the world, and I got the chance to speak with some of those fans over the weekend and hear their emotional stories as they say goodbye to a music icon. Prince Rogers Nelson is the true definition of a Minnesota legend. He was born here, raised here, and he stayed here for his entire life, recording many of his songs at his home and recording studio, Paisley Park, in Chanhassen, Minnesota. That's part of what makes this story hit so close to home for so many Minnesotans. Prince never moved to Los Angeles. He never moved to New York. He stayed right here, taking venues like First Avenue and creating iconic backgrounds. Raymond Harris and his wife drove all the way from Montana just to pay their respects at this memorial located at First Avenue in downtown Minneapolis.
Well, my wife, I knew how important Prince was to her, and so I drove her down here to pay homage to him, and we both did.
On his way from Montana to Minnesota, Raymond also wrote a poem to honor the fallen icon.
He lived his dream. He walked amongst kings and queens, but as a prince, he kept the common touch. He was a prodigy, fame and fortune proceed, and yet he kept the common touch.
Harold Davis drove all the way from Memphis, Tennessee, just to pay his respects at the memorial at Prince's home, Paisley Park.
Yeah, I think it crossed all barriers. You know, it crossed all barriers, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, or whatever, you know. I think it went all the way around the world because you hear it everywhere. I mean, any disco bars or any nightclubs, there's always some Prince, and if there's a jukebox, Prince is always on the jukebox too.
The weather in the Twin Cities this weekend, reminding all of us to never forget the purple rain. In Minneapolis, I'm Nick Streiff, UTVS News. Now, a private ceremony was held at Prince's Paisley Park estate over the weekend, but only close friends and family attended. Guys?
Wow, Nick, I still get emotional watching that. For all of us Minnesotans, it is really sad. Are people still mourning at these memorials across the Twin Cities?
They are, Bree. Now, the road in front of Prince's home did reopen to traffic this morning for the morning commute, but fans are still able to leave flowers and other items near the fence around his estate.
Now, are there any other ways that fans are trying to find closure this past weekend or right now?
Yeah, Leanne, now you saw that memorial that was located in downtown Minneapolis, but First Avenue also hosted all-night-long dance parties to Prince's music, probably a way that he would have loved to be remembered. Bree and Leanne.
That's true. Thank you so much, Nick.
Of course. And once again, thanks so much for joining us for Week in Review. I'm Nick Streiff. I'll see you Tuesday on UTVS News, but for now, good night.